The Lord be with you. And with your spirit. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, O Lord. While people were listening to Jesus speak, he proceeded to tell a parable because he was near Jerusalem, and they thought that the kingdom of God would appear immediately. So he said, a nobleman went off to a distant country to obtain the kingship for himself and then return. So the king called 10 of his servants and gave them 10 gold coins and told them, engage in trade with these until I return. His fellow citizens, however, despised him and sent a delegation after him to announce, we do not want this man to be our king. But when he returned after obtaining the kingship, he and the servants had called the servants to whom he had given the money to learn what they had gained by training. The first came forward and said, Sir, your gold coin has earned 10 additional ones. He replied, well done, good servant. You have been faithful in a very small matter. Take charge of 10 cities. Then the second came and reported, your gold coin, sir, earned you 5 more. And to that servant he also said, you take charge of 5 cities. Then the other servant came and said, sir, here is your gold coin. I kept it stored away in a handkerchief, for I was afraid of you, because you are a demanding man, and you take up what you do not lay down, and you harvest what you do not plant. He said to him, with your own words I shall condemn you, you wicked servant. You knew I was a demanding man, taking up what I did not lay down, and harvesting what I did not plant. Why did you not put my money in a bank? Then on return, he would have collected it with interest. To those standing around, he said, give the gold coin to him, give it to the servant who has 10. But they said, sir, he has 10 coins. He replied, I tell you, to everyone who has, more will be given, but from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Now, as for those servants of mine who did not want me to be king, bring them here and slay them before me. After he had said this, he proceeded on his journey up to Jerusalem. The Gospel of the Lord. Honestly, it's hard to know what to say about this first reading from the book of Maccabees. How cruel can it be, really? Again, it's suggested that we use the votive mass for a persecuted Christian. Well, we just did that yesterday. Could have done it again. But I chose the mass for peace and harmony, because we all want a better world, but the ones who are called to bring about the better world are us. Again, we repeat again, this Antiochus was really quite a character, pathological indeed. How evil and depraved can a person be? Certainly it would seem, as the reading itself points out, that look at the courage of the mother. And I suppose it's a mirror of Eleazar yesterday and his manly courage, and now we have really the same reality in a woman. What does he say? In her womanly strength and manly courage. She had a lot of courage on her own. Now, some might say, well, what mother would say, no, go ahead, son, give your life over to this crazy person? Like Eleazar yesterday, she's doing it because she believes in God. Now, I can never find a verse immediately the way I'd like to, but it's a curious understanding because she says, I don't know how you got inside me in my womb. I don't understand the biology of that. But here you are, and I fed you and clothed you and bathed you and educated you and protected you, and to this very day. And yet, she understands the mysteries of God because God created you out of nothing, and God created the beauty and the unity of the heavens and the earth. Do not be afraid of this executioner. Look at her faith. It's a mirror, it's a reflection, no pun intended, of Eleazar yesterday. We certainly can and we should admire that kind of faith. Don't know how many of us would raise our hands and say, yeah, I would do that too. Wow. I haven't said it for several months, I'm pretty sure, but I really can't tell you how important this daily Mass is. And I wish the place was full every day. Where's all those people that come to the book study? Couldn't they have gotten up today? Tell them I said so, would you? Why is the Mass so important? Because of the reading we just heard. These very things are going on in the world today. There's, at least in my knowing, 4 or 5, if not half a dozen countries that are governed by dictators. There's civil war. There's intentional starvation, etc. It's an ugly story. And I know we all come to Mass for our personal devotion and our sensibilities and sensitivities and our desire for the Lord. But maybe that points us to the gospel. Are we not the ones who have been given the 10? It's really a story. It's really kind of inconsistent, really. He gave them 10 coins. But then when he came back, it's like, well, what'd you do with the gold coin? And he gave 10 coins to 10 people. But we only heard about 3. Don't get lost there. Are we not the ones that have been given the more? Please don't just pray for yourself. Pray for the church. Pray for the world, the persecuted. Pray for oppressors, dictators, etc. That's really why we're here. Because we are the agents to bring about God's kingdom in the world. And if not us, then who? It comes again in this same reading, even as the mother said to her son, do not be afraid of this evil tyrant. And then it says, well, sir, here's your coin. I was afraid of you because you reap what you do not sow and you gather what you did not plant. Do not be afraid of God. It's a waste of time. If you're praising God on the one hand and afraid of him on the other hand, those two don't match. Do not be afraid of God. There's enough things to be afraid of in the world, but God isn't one of them. And then those who said, well, wait a second, he's already got 10. Like, what are you going to give him more for? You know the phrase, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. The person with 10 bore fruit, and so was given 10 more. We've all been given the particular gifts and talents that we have been given. And I think you know, I hope you know, I think you know, I trust you know, that when you use your gifts and you find yourself in a circumstance that you don't expect, but you're still using your gift with the intention of serving and praising God for the good of others, don't you normally or almost always have everything you need? God's given you the more. We can't outdo God's generosity. If we're sincerely trying to seek and serve the Lord, I believe, troublesome and difficult as it is, God will give us what we need. That's a brave statement, isn't it? Because sometimes the things we most ardently want and laboriously work toward, sometimes they fail. But God somehow is still evident. The one who has, more will be given. The one who has little, the one who's not using, who's afraid and hiding it in their handkerchief, if the gifts and talents and blessings the Lord has given us or given me, I don't want my pockets full when I get to heaven. I want them empty. Trying the best I can, or however frail I do, using the gifts, skills, talents, whatever the Lord's given me for the good of others. Let's all try to do the same. The world needs your goodness. The world needs your faith. The world needs the Jesus you receive here so you can be Jesus for the world. May God help you and me to do that.